I have to say, I have a lot of hope pinned on this detachment. Because Grey Knights have been so mono build and so fucking boring for 18 months that, frankly, I almost don't care if this detachment is overpowered. We want a Grey Knight detachment with some fucking chest hair. We want a Grey Knight detachment that you can set your watch to. That's what you want. That's what we want. Okay, so is the Warpbane Task Force that? Your deployment zone is always your army's hallowed ground. At the start of any phase, if you control at least half the objective markers in no man's land is hallowed ground, and the opponent's deployment zone is your hallowed ground if you hold the home objective. But the big one is the battlefield within 6 inches of your Purifier squads is hallowed ground. Yes. That is very cool. That shows that GW has learnt. They've learned from Chaos Demons. Because Chaos Demons didn't used to have that. And then they got their sort of detachment boosted up a little bit. And now all of the Greater Demons let you teleport near them, right? It's like the Shadow of the Warp or whatever it is. Or Shadows of the Mind. I don't know. But anyway, Chaos Demons corrupt the ground around them. Purifier squads purify the ground around them. Now we just need to update the Necron one. So like Overlords or something, you know, Canoptic Court can power grid the ground around them, and we're starting to look pretty Gucci at this point. All right. Now, what happens if you are hallowed? What happens if the ground is hallowed? Each time a model in a Grey Knight unit from your army makes an attack, you reroll a hit roll of 1. That's just if that unit is a Purifier squad and or is wholly within your army's hallowed ground, you can reroll the hit roll instead. That's a little bit more punchy, innit? There's a little bit of damage being dealt there. I will make the same joke that I make every single time. They did say that 10th edition was going to have less rerolls in it. They lasted about 18 months before they were like, fuck that, and chucked it out. It is wholly within your army's hallowed ground. Now, obviously, if you've got all of no man's land, you're having a good time. Wholly within a unit of purifiers could get a little dicey. Obviously, the purifiers themselves are always having a great time. Yeah, that's it could be tricky. I mean, how big is a Dread Knight's base? Can you get a Dread Knight wholly within 6 inches of a purifier squad? Probably. It'll be tricky though. But it's good. It's better. Look, it's not if the ground is hallowed, you can free fuck off and teleport away. It's no, you're in the hallowed ground. We're starting to hit you harder. I like that. It's damage dealing. It's not perfect. It's more rerolls, but at least it's a bit of damage. Okay. Let's have a look at the enhancements. The Mandolin. That's not what it's going to be. Manjulian. The Manjulian Reliquary. Grey Knight model only. While the bear's unit is not battle shocked, add 3 to the bearer's objective control. Dread Knight Grandmaster. Yeah. Slap it on a Dread Knight Grandmaster OC7. Because it's not the whole bear. It's not the bearer's unit. It's just the bearer's objective control. So stick it on a Dread Knight. Sneak objectives away from elite units. Radiant Champion. Grey Knight infantry model only. So not on a Nemesis Grandmaster. The bearer's melee weapons have precision. And while the bearer is wholly within your army's hallowed ground, each time a melee attack made by the bearer scores a wound, the target of that attack suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to any normal damage. Good. So the first bit, precision, rubbish. Second bit, that feels really fucking strong. Each time a melee attack made by the bearer scores a wound, you suffer a mortal wound in addition to any normal damage. Ironically, it's probably best put on this guy. Because he gets 8 attacks. I know that might sound kind of crazy, but you're kind of looking for volume of attacks with this. Because like these are only like, I mean, I guess he only hits on 2s, I guess. He only hits on 3s, the Tet Marine, probably. Yeah, I strongly feel like you put this on the Tet Marine. Which I know sounds fucking stupid. And a lot of people might disagree with me. But considering he gets 8 attacks, that's a chance to do 8 mortal wounds. Yeah, he's probably, well, with full rerolls to hit if he's in hallowed ground. If he's in hallowed ground, he's got 8 attacks with that is the potential to do 8 mortal wounds, and those attacks have actually got some pretty good damage. I mean, his attacks are either the same as a fucking nemesis weapon. Also, you could get him. He could lead some shitty servitors, but I don't think that helps him. So yeah, what's the other cheapest character that can go? I mean, does he have Deep Strike? That's, I guess, the big question, right? Yeah, he still has Deep Strike. Yeah, there's literally no... there's no reason not to. I'm just having a quick look through. Purgation Squad, that's not Purifier Squad. Check Grandmaster here. No, so it's not like you need to have someone lead a Purifier Squad. So you literally might as well have that motherfucker. You might as well have it on a Tech Marine, as far as I could tell. Champion ability kind of works. I guess abilities could make a difference, right? What does this motherfucker do? Fights first, that's pretty good. Maybe you get some rerolls against characters, don't care about that. For the captain, sustained hits 1. I guess sustained hit 1 is pretty good, but he only has like 4 attacks himself. Reroll the wound, that's pretty good. I guess the potential to reroll the wounds could come in there. Honestly, it's kind of nice, but there's only 4 attacks there. My instinct is telling me, bang Radiant Champion on a Tech Marine. He's 85 points. He has the most attacks. You can get him 4 rerolls to hit. That they might actually wound something. Yeah, this feels like the Radiant Champion is going to be the Tech Marine, which I find hilarious. But yeah, that's my instinct, guys. That's my instinct. File of the Abyss. Grey Knight's infantry model only. Models in the Bears unit have stealth. Oh, amazing. That feels like going on a big old squad of Termies. Or Paladins, right? A big block of 10 Termies with stealth. That just feels fucking gnarly as fuck, mate. Infantry model only. Yes, you can't put on a Dread Knight, which is good, because that would be silly. You put it on a Terminator character, you have a brick of 10 Terminators with stealth. And you're like, I have a unit that is going to be tough to kill. It's kind of like Wish.com Death Guard. Paragon of Sanctity. Grey Knight models only. Once a battle at the start of any phase, the bearer can select one visible Grey Knight unit within 18 inches of and visible to it. If it does, until the end of the phase, that unit is within your army's hallowed ground. Great. Really good. 10 points only. Select any unit within 18 inches and go, boom, 4 rolls to hit. It is only till the end of the phase, though. You got to be careful with it. All of those are good. No, sorry. That one's shit. Some people will swear by that one and say I'm an idiot for not thinking of it, and I'll accept that. You know, for thinking that that's not worth it on a Grandmaster. And some people think I'm an idiot for saying that a Tech Marine, a fucking mega Tech Marine, is cool and a good idea. But for me, if I had to take 3 enhancements, I'd take these 3. A, they're a bit cheaper. But they can struggle with those. See, that's not true. That's not true at all. I guess it depends on what you're building into. Building into Dread Knights, this is very useful. Going with 2 OC Terminators with like banners and shit, probably don't need that one as much. And then we get to the stratagems, the stratagem, as it were. Sanctified Kill Zone. 1 CP, shooting or fight phase. 1 grenade unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase that is wholly within your army's hallowed ground. Remember? That will work well with this. And purifiers. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1, or re-roll the wound roll instead if your unit is a purifier squad. Spicy purifiers. Wow. Okay. I know it sounds kind of dumb. The reason we got onto this is you could have reroll 1s to hit reroll. What was it? Reroll all wounds on a purifier squad. So for 1 CP, a purifier squad is going to have 4 rerolls to wound on itself. Like, okay, fair enough. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, don't get me wrong. Flames of Sanctity, 1 pure end of fight phase, 1 pure fire squad from your army that was eligible to fight, roll a d6, each of you within 6 inches of your unit, adding 1 to the result if your unit includes Castle and Crow. On a 4+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Amazing! Potentially overpowered depending on how many units you get into. But definitely, you can't do it from Deep Strike, I don't think. You can't do it from Deep Strike, so you're going to have to get stuck in and then pop it. Let's put it this way, World Eater players have had the ability to take Mega Jackal spam since day 1, and no one's done it except for now a few people have started experimenting with it and found it incredibly powerful. I have never seen a Grey Knight player run a Land Raider. I have assumed they couldn't take them. The fact that they can take them, it fucking boggles my mind. Why the fuck haven't Grey Knight players been taking Land Raiders? They're really... Everyone says that Land Raiders are actually fucking viable in 10th edition. They're actually decent. Why should they start doing it now? Because you've got the 2+ and you've got the rerolls. if I'm being honest, it's probably because I think there's two reasons why Grey Knight players haven't been doing it up until this point. One, a lot of them feel like they need to build into their detachment. Two, everyone copies each other online, and people just repeat the same fucking logic that they've seen other people tell them. That makes up at least 50% of the reason. But so I need you to zoom out a little bit. It sounds absolutely bonkers. I think Grey Knights with Tech Marines, rerolling wands, with Land Raiders. I think there's some meta right there. I'd fucking take that. As Azuth 89, they cost more than Dread Knights and do a similar job with no melee. That's why they spam Knights, not Raiders. Azuth, I agree with you to a point. So obviously a lot of people are gonna gravitate towards the Nemesis Dread Knight. That I think that, if I'm gonna be honest, the Dread Knight just isn't that durable. The thing is that the Grey Knight, the Nemesis Dread Knights are good, but they're really fragile. They're T8. They're fucking T8. I guess people see the invulnerable save and they get, that makes them happy. But 2+ in cover gives you an invulnerable save a lot of the fucking time. This is just fucking so maddening, though. Like the fact that you go into Grey Knights like guardsmen with plasma guns and your instinct is like, I'm gonna wound you on 5s, and they're like, oh no, you wound me on 4s. You're like, what? You fucking mad bastards! What?
Ready to serve.
Yeah, I do agree that Dread Knights do more damage in melee. I totally agree Dread Knights do more damage in melee. But for me, I think that one of the problems Grey Knights has had is being able to do long-range anti-tank. And again, the Nemesis Dread Knight only has one weapon that can wound Leman Russes on not 5s. I mean, I tell you right now, boys, I've had many a Leman Russ just fucking tank a heavy side cannon without even really breaking a sweat. You hit me 4 times. Oh, you wounded me once or twice. Oh, I'm on a 4-up save. Oh, I passed one of them. Oh, okay. I'm on a fucking... Okay, yeah, great. Like, it's... Like, these guys are not doing These guys are not doing a good enough job at long-range anti-tank, in my mind. But as someone who can say from the bottom of their heart, no bullshit, I have run... Because remember, you get 2 Godhammer las cannons, right? So that's 4 las cannon shots. I've run double Land Raider in a Death Guard army, and it was all the long-range anti-tank I need. To give you an idea, I got into a fucking firefight with Black Templar Ironstorm Spearhead, and in terms of like fucking the firefight, I held my own. Which sounds ridiculous, but this was caught on after action report, and my opponent afterwards actually said to me, I need to have a fucking look at Land Raiders, man, because I did not expect that. And my Land Raiders my Land Raiders weren't hitting on 2s rolling 1s. So yeah, I definitely think people really underestimate the Land Raider, and a lot of people just kind of see the shiny Grey Knight unit like the Nemesis, and they're like, this is the thing I need to take. But actually, again, I'll refer, everyone said that Custodies couldn't win a tournament, and then someone went to a fucking super major. Someone won the world champion, the Warhammer World Champions with Custodies, and it wasn't in Shield Host. They went Talons of the Emperor, and suddenly everyone was starting to look at Talons. Everyone said that the Chaos Cult Detachment was a big bag of dog shit, and now Chaos Cult has got an 80% win rate. Nobody was running World Eater Jackal spam, and yet it is like deceptively possibly the most powerful way of running World Eaters. Everyone said you need to spam 8-bound with World Eaters. People almost never win fucking big tournaments by spamming 8-bound. People said you had to run Shield Host for Custodies. No one was winning tournaments with Shield Host with Custodies. And people said that you had to run Renegade Raiders to win events with Chaos Space Marines, and you didn't. In fact, Chaos Cult was more powerful. The point that we're saying, I'm not like, I want to make something clear, Azuth, I'm not shitting on you here. I'm talking to the wider audience here. Like, why are people not doing it? Because often people just regurgitate shit. And it's kind of like what we were saying at the beginning of the stream when I was talking about like the new terrain stuff I've been getting. People often do the safe thing. And most people would rather guarantee themselves going 2-3, 3-2 at a tournament than risk going 1-4, even though they could go 4-1 or 5-0. Moving on, Hallowed Beacon. You can teleport 6 inches away within hallowed ground. You can still charge afterwards. I was going to say put it on what's it called, Drago with the plus 3-inch charge, but you can't do that. But yeah, I understand GW being like, you can't do that with 10 Terminators lethal hits. It's just too fucking much. Yeah, I get it, GW, and I actually kind of respect you for doing that. It does limit it somewhat, because at the end of the day, 10 Strike Marines will go through fucking chaff like butter. 10 Strike Marines getting a fucking 6-inch charge off against 20 guardsmen are gonna fucking butcher them. Like, let's not completely undersell it. It's good, it's strong, it's definitely gonna cause me some fucking issues, but it's not, it's definitely gonna cause, like, armies that rely on, like, chaff screening a few issues, but it's not overpowered. Fair enough. Fires a Covenant. Start of opponent's movement phase, 1 credit MG unit from your army. Until the end of this phase, each time an enemy unit is set up or ends a normal, advance, or fallback move within 6 inches of your unit. Roll 1d6, adding 2 to the result if you're in hollowed ground. On a 4+, that enemy unit suffers D3 more wounds. That's okay. That is decent, but it's not even decent. It's solidly okay. A is Eternal. Your opponent's shooting phase, 1 credit MG unit from your army. 4+1 save. That's nice. 1 CP. You're in my hallowed ground. 4+ invuln. Repelling sphere. 1 CP. Fuck off on your charges. That's good. Yeah, I mean, all of these are just solid. I see a full unit of Purifiers with Castellan Crow inside a Land Raider. Land Raider moving up the board. They fucking charge out. Getting amongst a whole bunch of enemy units. End of the fight phase. They fucking pop Flames of Sanctity. In your opponent's movement phase, they pop. All of these stratagems are okay. There's probably some that I'm missing. Not all of them seem like a solid 6 to 7 out of 10. All of the stratagems. Like, none of them are amazing. 8, 9, 10 out of 10. But none of them are, this is literally fucking useless. They're all, remember, a 5 out of 10 is a lot of people see that as like a negative result. None of these are just good enough. All of them are good. All of them are 6 to 7 out of 10. What I think is the best bit about this, frankly, is this. This army rule is so strong. Here's a combo for you. Suck on these nips. I'm going to take Calidor Drago, and I'm going to attach him to a big unit of 10 Terminators. And then I'm going to deep strike those guys 9 inches away. But I'm going to have a 6-inch charge because I've got Calidor Drago leading the unit. And then I'm going to use Paragon of Sanctity to say that that unit is in hallowed ground, which means it gets 4 rerolls to hit. And then I'm going to make my 6-inch charge, and I am going to deliver to your fucking nips. I'm going to fucking deliver, right? Where the fuck are you? Let's fucking just do this, all right? Let's fucking do this. I'm going to deliver 40 plus Drago, 40 attacks with 4 rerolls to hit with lethal hits. You're looking at like, I'm going to do 7 lethal hits, and I'm going to reroll them and do another 6 of it. So it's 13 lethal hits in total at AP2, damage 2. Even if I'm fighting a Lehman Russ at that point, if it fails, Lehman Russ is probably going to die. With Drago, you're fucking killing. You're killing a tank. Now, you might be saying, well, why the hell are you talking about tanks, Mordian? Why the hell are you talking about tanks? Because what have Grey Knights struggled with? Grey Knights have struggled with killing vehicles. What have Grey Knights struggled with since the beginning of 10th edition? Doing damage! I think this attachment is really fucking good. For 18 months, they've been playing defensively. For 18 months, they've been playing with fucking mists of fucking anus and fucking the sigil of eczema. Like, that's what they've been playing, right? This new detachment requires a new way of thinking. Grey Knight players, you finally have the chance to go out there and fight and not feel anemic. And not feel wimpy. Take it. Take the opportunity and fucking run it for 3 months and actually feel what it's like to get into a fight. Actually feel what it's like to do the war part of the war game. That's my advice to you guys. This is why you need to have like variety in your playstyle, variety in your collection, tools in your toolbox so that you can try other things out. If you go, well, I committed completely and utterly to being able to run my army in this one very specific way, well, then you are going to be kind of fucked when the edition changes. And no, I'm not saying it's okay that your army gets fucking invalidated. I hate it when my units get invalidated. Okay, but you can't... 40k's been around for a long time now, and this kind of constant changing shit's been around for a long time now. You kind of have to get with the program at this point, you know? I've had to fucking deal with it, and I was a salty boy at the beginning of 10th, but I've had to fucking deal with it over 18 months. It's very, very short-sighted. If people are throwing this off because of Mr. Deimos, they're going to be really upset when Mr. Deimos fucks off, because it's going to fuck off at some point. Grey Knights, do you want to be like Custodes? We were very, 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 very lucky in this community. We're very lucky because we had Al Coffin from Twitch Gang who came in and said, Shield Host is the thing everyone's running, but he put us on to fucking Talons of the Emperor like 3 months before anyone else did. And when Talons won that tournament, we in this community all got to be very, very smug thanks to him. Let's summarize Warpbane Task Force. I never thought I'd say it in fucking 10th edition. This makes me like Grey Knights. I look at this and I go, good job, GW. You have fixed Grey Knights feeling wimpy. Are Grey Knights still probably going to have a bit of a durability issue? Very possibly, unless they start looking at those Land Raiders more closely. Are Grey Knights still going to have a bit of a durability issue? Yeah, I reckon there's still going to be a bit of a durability issue here. Okay? Are Grey Knights going to feel like they can do damage? Are Grey Knights going to feel like they can actually start punching and punching hard? Yeah. The detachment rule is bloody fantastic. The enhancements are all solid, apart from this one, which I think is a bit wimpy. And the stratagems are all solid. This is the detachment that the Grey Knight players of old who want to go in there and fucking beat people up, this is the detachment for them. You're going to see a lot. I think you're going to, you should see a lot of people returning to Grey Knights. I want to fucking get a Grey Knight army after this. Although, to be fair, I could just borrow Simons at any time that I want, but... Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bonbon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.